I just realized my, literally all my audio was just not working. Well, that's pretty inconvenient. Hopefully that's... Yeah, I did make everything not be disabled, so it should work. Let me open up my stream on the PC because I literally can't trust that the usual device is gonna show chat, right? Except is anyone even awake right now? If they are, they're like in a completely different time zone than me, probably, because like all my friends are asleep, that's for sure. Well, I guess we'll find out. Because it is time to play the obby. I just completely forgot which direction the extremes are for a moment. Keep tabbing out to check chat, because like I didn't tab out once during my last stream, so I just never realized chat wasn't working on the device that I actually like have right next to me. Alright, we're actually entering the portal now. Okay, gotta tab out a little longer. The whole stream is just gonna be me tabbed out at this rate. Not the best for viewer engagement. Alright. There we go. I just realized, why am I in such an uncomfortable position? I need to reposition myself. Okay. I did. I'm just having trouble getting, like, into it, I guess. So I'm tabbing out so much and everything. Because I don't know, I don't stream too often. It's usually just, like, on rare circumstances I actually feel like streaming. I just got a lag spike mid-jump. I really hope that doesn't start happening, because, like, that was very annoying back when I actually had to deal with that frequently. I'm literally lag spiking so much. Okay, we are not off to a good start at all. Like, wow. No clue it would lag me this hard just to be streaming. Because, like, before it didn't... I don't even have any, like... I have absolutely no stream optimization settings to really, like, rely on here. Like... That, I can tell this is going to be very annoying if this becomes a reoccurring issue with this stream. Wait, I should check to... Okay. Still all good. Yeah, I'm not playing this too efficiently right now, but, like, ideally I'm gonna get more in the mood as time goes on. This tower, it's like a really interesting tower. I don't know, I don't feel like I ever played anything like this before. It's like this gameplay style that's like simple, yet has all the rotation and stuff, and the way it's spread out. I don't know, this just feels like a unique experience to me. Okay, that was a dumb fail. But I mean, basically every fail you ever have in this particular tower feels dumb. But I mean, that kind of just goes for most towers. It just happens. Well, I just lag spiked again! I just lag spiked again! I literally don't know if my computer can physically stream this without lag spiking me every 2 seconds. I really don't know. Okay, we're gonna keep trying, I guess. Oh, hello. Okay, well, oh, okay, I fell, again. At least that wasn't a lag spike this time, so I'll take it. Okay, that also wasn't a lag spike, so that's acceptable, I guess. I usually don't get lag spikes, so, like, I have a feeling it's because I'm streaming, because, like, the moment I decide, oh, I should probably stream me playing this, just to see how that'd go. I'm lag spiking so... Wait, no, it wasn't even a lag spike, I just looked away. But, like, I don't know. Man, speaking of streaming, I miss when people were, like, streaming really hard towers. Because, like, I mean, this tower is pretty hard, but, like, unless Skitsuna starts streaming something else, I feel like Skit's streams of Tower of Eternal Void are gonna be, like, the best JTO streams ever. Just because, like, they were so interesting, seeing so many people watching it. So many people to interact with, so many people just watching every move he makes. But then, like... Nowadays, JTO streams, I don't know, no one really streams anything that hard, like... Like, now I feel like Blindfold JTO is, like, the biggest streamer that's streaming, like, significantly hard things. Because, I mean, Blindfold Towers, yeah, I'd say that's, like, pretty hard. Because I've, like... actually tried Obby's Blindfolded a little. It hasn't really gone well. Oh. Alright, bye. I've also just realized, in my time zone in particular, it is 3 a.m. right now. I mean, I go to online school anyway, where, like, not particular time obligations, so my sleep schedule being completely backwards isn't really an issue. Everyone else has normal sleep schedules, though. Like, everyone I know, including my entire family. So I have to really hope that I don't get out of hand here. Also, if you're wondering why I absolutely never restart my run, it's because this game like has an ongoing bug where the timer just doesn't work when you restart your run. So you have to restart it again to make the timer work. And it's a little annoying. So I just don't restart my runs till I find out it's been fixed. No one even reported an issue reports till today, because I did. Because I was like, oh wait, yeah, that's kind of an issue. And I like was curious, so I looked to see if anyone else reported it. Nope, no one. Not even a single other soul. Maybe people just don't restart their runs that often, but like, I mean, I hadn't even thought of reporting it for like 2 days, even though it had been happening for like that long until I reported it today. I just forgot to shift lock on that jump, but I mean, it went fine, I guess. So like, I'll take it, sure. I guess there's like, okay, so back on the topic of like skits TOEV streams and how I really just don't feel like we're gonna have anything reach that peak anytime soon. Because those streams were genuinely so fun to watch and be a part of. Like, wow. Even though the chat was a bit of a mess, it was just interesting, I guess, to just be able to talk to so many other people at once and see someone playing the hardest tower that was gonna be beaten at the time. Literally, like, the moment Skit beat TOEV, literally, like, 4 days after Boom Sassock beat TOTRP and just dethroned it. That was interesting. Boom Sassock could have been it months ago if, like, he didn't decide to take a break after failing floor 10. Literally would have taken Boom Sassock, like, a couple more days after that, like, 10 fail. If he had kept going with the same pace, just have been in the tower then. But, like, he wasn't feeling it, I guess. Okay, also, it is good to know that chat has been working, because, like, those 3 messages. And that's nice, because, like, yes, the last stream I did, I just instinctively said yesterday, but it was way a little longer ago than yesterday that I last streamed. But last stream, I don't know, just, the chat just didn't work. There were, like, several messages sent that I just never saw. But now it works, which is nice. I'm also making, I also already got to, like, the end of floor 5 today alone. Well, not today alone. I got to 9 today, but it wasn't on stream. But, like, this stream alone, I've gone to this 5 button part twice now. Huh. And failed it twice, because that's genuinely, like, an entire difficulty harder than the rest of this tower's raw gameplay. Well, I mean, not really the rest, because, like, 10... The 10 is an interesting floor. Maybe a little too hard for this tower, because, like, 10 might single-handedly... No, 9 and 8 do a good bit of work there, too. Yeah, it's just the last few floors being way harder than the early for no reason, really. Well, I mean, not really for no reason. Everyone likes last hard floors, except the people who don't, but, like... If those 3 floors were, like, a smaller spike, this would definitely be extreme, but I genuinely think this is harder than externalizing Insanity. And, well, externalizing Insanity, you know, that's supposed to be peak extreme. So this Yeah, probably is harder than that. And if you're harder than peak extreme, that means it isn't extreme anymore. So that means this is harder than extreme. Yeah, see, like, even TOFN, but this and TOFN, it's really close between the two of them, whether, like, which one's harder. Because, like, right now, TOFN's my hardest completion, and I really just do not know if that holds up against this tower, if that even holds a candle to this tower, because, like, well, I'll still probably always say TOFN's my hardest completion, because, like, I see some people call this tower low extreme, while it seems like most people agree that TOFN is terrifying, or at least high extreme. To me, TOFN's definitely terrifying, but, like, I genuinely see way too many people call it extreme, even though it, like, makes sense as a baseline for terrifying. I guess I'm technically biased, because it's my hardest tower, but, like, you know. Okay, I just forgot to jump there. I'm very lucky that I had, like, precisely angled myself over that net. Okay. 6. Alright, 6 run going surprisingly well. I like it. I'm honestly, like, slightly tired right now, so that might, like, impede my performance a little. But I don't know, hopefully that won't be, like, a major issue. Because if it was a major issue, that would suck. But right now, if it's even a problem at all, it's not a big one. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, well, that really sucks. Like, the fling just added insult to injury. I wouldn't really care about the fail that much if it weren't for that fucking fling. Like, wow. This tower really just hates me, doesn't it? It really just does, wow. I really don't see this stream lasting longer than an hour, because, like, tired combined with demotivated combined, just everything combines to say that this stream isn't going to last too long. Which is a little unfortunate, because, like, it's my first stream since it's been a little bit, I guess. Okay, well, I really don't want to get myself heated right now, because, like, parents sleeping, yeah. That would be very bad. So I guess I'll just, yeah. Okay, well. Okay, what even was that? That is... Well, no, it's not like I haven't experienced that before. Why'd I even say what even is that? Because, like, I've literally had that happen to me so many times on this jump. Where it just flings me downwards when I try to go out. It's weird. I mean, Roblox physics, that's just how they kind of operate. I'm not even saying that in a bad way, it's just Roblox physics are weird, which is what makes obbies so good in the first place compared to, like, Minecraft parkour and stuff. It's like Roblox, you have, like, so much more mid-air movement than what's allowed in Minecraft. Which just makes Roblox parkour way more interesting. No offense to Minecraft parkour enjoyers, of course, because, like, Minecraft parkour is pretty okay. But Roblox parkour is just my favorite form of parkour in, like, any game ever. just because of, like, the physics being the way they are. It just allows you way more possibilities. Plus the, like, infinite rotation sizing potential with the stuff you build. Roblox parkour is just really good. Even if you don't think the Roblox physics engine is good, knobbies as they are just would not be possible without it. They would not be the same thing at all if Roblox had a normal physics engine. Man, can I stop failing 1? Can I just stop loop failing the start of 2, please? I literally, like, unless I'm streaming, can consistently get to at least 3. Why am I just stuck on the first 2 floors now? Like, genuinely, when I'm not streaming, I barely fail the early parts of this tower, but now that it's on public display, I'm just doing way worse. Man, my streams used to be, like, so dumb. I don't know how to describe it, but, like, I don't know what I'm saying. Like, I was literally streaming, like, Tower of Dust and Decay as if it was a big deal. Like, I guess beating both it and Despair in the same day wasn't a big deal. That's just, like, a really memorable stream for me, because, like, it was 2 towers I despised. It was, like, 4 hours long, which is, like, way longer than most of my streams, like, ever have been. Especially back then, because, like, my skill level was still only, like, intense. So getting, like, so far was weird. It's nice I finally, like... I used to progress so slowly, and it was, like, intentionally that I did so. Because I was, like, a perfectionist, and I wanted to beat, like, everything in exact difficulty order and stuff. I just kind of realized that to be the best, you can't really be like that. You, like... Cleanup does basically nothing for your raw skill, is all I'm saying. Like... You can do it if you want. Like, I want to eventually be able to say I've beaten everything in JTO. That gives you badges. But, like... It's just so annoying. For, like, no reward other than the badges. I don't get raw skill from beating, like, some really bad rem that no one cares about. You can, like, fill in the blanks for what that tower should be, because, like, everyone has opinions. But, like, you don't get skill from that. You don't get, like... fun from that. You don't feel accomplished unless you've beaten everything in the game. And that's just the issue with cleanup. No skill given from it. It's just there. You just kind of, like, beat things with, like... All you get is tower points. They get you a step closer to, like, beating absolutely everything in the game. But, like, no skill. Doesn't really carry on to anything, because, like, the only skill it gives you is dealing with really bad towers. But the best hobbyists barely play really bad towers. Like, the only really bad towers they play are the horrific plus ones, or maybe the kata plus ones, you know. Just the really hard, really bad towers. Harder than Inception, even. Because, like... I mean, once you get to Kata and Horrific, there's not really many things that are optional. But, like, when you're, like, below SC, especially, there's just an infinite array of options for you to go through, basically. Because, like, from the start, there's so many easies you can unlock. And, like, I'm just going to say, for the sake of argument, and that's just what it generally seems to be, that you only need to beat 3 towers per difficulty. Because that does seem like the bare essentials in most cases, other than the really early difficulties where you can progress faster. Where you need to beat 3 towers per difficulty to usually be able to advance onto the next without, like, a terrible, like, year-long grind. That's pretty easy until you get to, like, terrifying. Or, well, actually, kind of extreme. Insane is, like, pretty filled with towers, so you shouldn't have too much trouble getting, like, 3 done that are, like, meaningful skill boosts. And that's all you need to get to extreme, is 3 meaningful skill boost insane towers. So, like, you can just skip so much of the game with just 3 towers per difficulty being all you would, like, have as bare essentials to beat. But really the issue is that you're required to beat way more to progress. Like, this is a take I've seen disputed, but, like, me and my friends can kind of agree on it. Difficulty, progression in the game should just be determined by the hardest things you beat in, and not by, like, quantity. Because, like, if you beat, like, an SC, you deserve to unlock everything, basically, in the entire game. Most of it, at least. If you beat, like, a kata, you definitely should just get instant access to everything. You know, it's like, it should just be determined by difficulty. So what I'm saying is how, like, right now you need to beat, like 4, I think, towers, including 1 medium plus, to access Ring 2 from Ring 1. Just scrap the quantity requirement and just get the difficulty requirement. Just keep them 1 medium plus. So you can just beat Tower Madness and just go straight to Ring 2. That's how it kind of should be. Because, like, why do you need to beat so much stuff? Why deal with it? You should just, like... What's the point in playing bad towers, you know? Doing absolutely everything should kind of just be optional, like, for the real cleanup experts who want to have, like, everything done. Or everything done below a certain difficulty, you know? But it shouldn't be, like, the essential thing, because that's kind of lame. Because, like, well, I don't want to play anything that's, like, below SC at this point. And it basically goes for every skill level player. Stuff that's, like, more than a few difficulties below your hardest just gets completely boring. Like, for me, I feel like SC towers will always be fun. Because SCs, for me, I just never see them fail as hard as below SC towers do. It's, like... Classic SCs tend to be better if you mean, like, the good type of classic and not, like, Inception. Because, I mean, I can admit some of the worst towers are SCs. But so are, like, the literal best for me. Because, like... Well, I've seen people say otherwise, but right now, the Dripping Amalgam, Tower of the Dripping Amalgam, is genuinely my favorite tower in the entire game that I've beaten. And there's not really that many towers I haven't beaten that would be good enough to be contenders for that. And by that I mean, like, literally just micromanagement might be able to be a contender for that I haven't beaten. But right now, Dripping Amalgam's my favorite. I still haven't played Fractured Memories. I really want to see how that turns out, because that tower seems, just like, based off what I know, it seems fun. And it'll definitely be, like, a good amount easier than this tower. But, like, assuming it's exactly what people say it is, which is high, extreme, kind of close to peak, you know, high, peak, extreme. That would mean it's, like, easier than this. Easier than externalizing Insanity. So assuming I beat this before Fractured Memories would be, like, my 4th hardest completion. Which isn't, like, the biggest deal ever, but it would still be a pretty long-ish grind, assuming it's as people say. I'm still fairly looking forward to it, because it's a fun tower. I take a sip of water there. I think I have to take another. Why am I so thirsty? Probably because I've been, like, blabbering my mouth for 28 minutes. Just throwing my spit everywhere by talking. You know, it just kind of naturally happens. Not even saying that in a mean way to myself, I'm just saying the truth. When you're talking, you're just always just spitting a lot. Gets you pretty thirsty if you're talking for a while and talking a lot. That's all I'm saying. This tower is, like, very strat-based, but the only way I see this not being terrifying difficulty is if it gets, like, just made way easier by, like, really good strats for all the hard jumps. But that right now does not seem to be something that's gonna happen. This seems like something that people would make a big deal about, like this particular rung clip, as I'm pretty sure the glitch is called. But, like, for me, it's really easy. Like, one of the easiest things in the floor. Well, it's mostly because, like, just a single glitch like that doesn't really have any raw difficulty. So, like, if it was put in, like, a challenging with a net, and it was explained properly, then I'd be fine with a rung clip. Anything lower, and I'd question it, but, like, with a net and an explanation, that would work in a challenging. That glitch right there. The rung clip from earlier in 5. Also, like, if you notice me not really getting far often, like, 6 is the farthest I can consistently get, honestly. It's just because, like, 6 is where the difficulty curve, like, really begins. Technically, it sort of begins at the 5 button that's, like, at the very end of 5, but, like, that part's netted at the start of 5, and the rest of 5 is easy, so it doesn't end up being a problem too often, and the timing, like, slowly gets consistent-ish for me, kinda. Okay, there we go. New PB for this stream, because before I'm pretty sure I failed that, like, very bounce wraparound thing. Because I don't remember getting this far on the stream. Okay. Like, I know I've been here before, and I keep thinking maybe I have been in here on stream, but I can't tell if that's just, like, me remembering this part from, like, before the stream, or if it's, like, actually been during the stream that I've gone in here. I know I definitely haven't gone to 7 this stream, though. So this is definitely a new personal best for the stream. And this, okay. I need to really, like, make sure I'm ready for this. Because there's a pretty hard jump coming up that might have a strat that makes it way easier, if I can just pull it off right. Yup. Okay, it works. The strat works. 7 is way easier now. Because that one thing where you have to get off that truss with the wedge, that was the hardest part of 7 by quite a lot for me. The little truss flick wraparound in the really early parts of the floor was like a close-ish second. But didn't even really hold a candle to that, like, truss flick off the wedge thing. But now we're on floor 8. Nerves might kill me here. What counts is that I got up here again, because, like, 8 is a bit of a rarity for me. Getting to this floor really does not happen all that often when you're playing this tower, because, like, 7's a little bit of a roadblock, 6 is a bit of a roadblock. Because, like, 7 and 6 are where, like, the peak of this tower's difficulty really starts to come into play. Because, like, 8 is about the same, but a little harder than the last. 9? Okay, pretty hard. Like, harder than 8. And then 10 is just agony. 10 genuinely, like, from practice, there are so many really hard jumps on 10. If I got there, I just see no way I'd fluke that floor. Nine. Floor 9. We've literally just tied my personal best, sort of. No, not really, actually. Never mind. Man, you could probably make it sound like I'm about to say the N-word there by just cutting out the N syllable. Man, that would be something. Let's go! Fling! The funny fling! The destroyer of all 9 runs, the funny fling, strikes once again. I'm telling you, the flings that you just get when you fall are, like, so funny. Because, like for me, fails like that, where it's out of my control that I fall this far, are, like, the best. Because it's not even my fault I fell. I can kind of just laugh at that sometimes. Well, especially, it's like, either the falls where it's not my fault at all, but, like, in a good way, or the falls where it is my fault, but, like, in such a dumb way. I can actually laugh at fails like that sometimes, man. Maybe I'm just a psychopath. Maybe. Yeah, probably, knowing me. But, like, well, you don't worry about that. That's still not, like, a new PB in terms of progress directly in the floor, but it's something. It is something, for sure. Because, like, the fact I just got a third 9 run, streaming, while having to worry about lag spikes that occasionally crop up, I definitely can beat this sometime soon. I don't think it's happening this stream, because, like, I still haven't even gotten to 10. Nevertheless, like, gotten good at 10. The hardest floor by far. But I've gone to 9, once again. The second hardest floor. So things are looking pretty good. This tower has been a roller coaster, honestly, of, like, demotivation, and then motivation, and then consistency and inconsistency. And I really don't know when it's gonna end. I could beat this today, theoretically, if I fluked 10. Or I could beat this in, like, a week, because I struggle on 10 forever. There's really just, that's, like, the 2 ways this grind could go. I really wonder, what's the longest TOIP grind someone's done? Because I want to know if I'm going to take that record with this grind or not. I'm starting to think that this really might be the worst grind anyone has on this tower. Ever. Well, not ever. Some, like, new person's probably going to beat this as, like, beat this before TOEI. Or any terrifying, and I would feel bad for them, like, so bad for them. Like, someone who's just going up into the higher parts of Extreme just beats this as, like, their first thing harder than Mid-Extreme. That would be terrible. And by Mid-Extreme, I mean, like, Mid-Extreme in my opinion, and not, like, the massive black hole that Mid-Extreme is in the game, in JTO. And the only thing I know for sure is Mid-Extreme, in my opinion, is Hopeless Hell. So I guess just Hopeless Hell. So, like, someone jumps from Hopeless Hell to this, that would be agonizing of a grind just for anyone to pull off. But, like, I've beaten TOFN already, which is, like, I don't know which is harder out of this or TOFN. But it's pretty close. Right now, I feel like this is probably the absolute bottom of Terrifying, and TOFN's a little above it. Because, you know, honestly, this would make a good baseline for Terrifying, in my opinion. This exact tower would work really well as the baseline for Terrifying. Like, so well. Because, like, TOFN, the obstacles are, like, really just built off inconsistency and stuff like that. Well, at least the hardest ones are. The hardest obstacles in TOFN are, like, literally RNG. Which isn't too pleasant to deal with it for a terrifying player, which is why no one likes TOFN that much. I keep, like... Man, it's like the really unfunny birth jokes kindergartners make, except I'm just living it out in real time. I don't know, it just feels weird going through all this, but you know, natural bodily functions. It's not like I'm intentionally... Okay, anyway. Yeah, floor 2 means basically nothing, because this is still pretty easy. Further, like, compared to the rest of this tower, at least. Funny thing, I've seen, like, so many, like, friends of mine, when I've been streaming this in VCs with them, they come in and they see me playing, like, floor 1 or 2, or maybe 3, and that's what makes them think that this would be, like, really hard for them to do. Because, like, you know, I'm not, you know... I'm in the middle of, like, semi-active VCs with friends. This, usually me playing this tower, nowhere near beating it most of the time, isn't really high priority, so, like, people just pop in at random times. And, like, you know, you spend a lot of time on early floors of any tower you're grinding, so, like, it makes sense that, like, they just see me here. And it's, like, floor 1 that makes them think that this would be really hard to beat. Or maybe 2, or maybe 3, is what they're seeing that makes them think it's so hard. But those are, like, the 3 easiest parts. Except 4 is maybe easier than 3, I don't know. 3 used to be way harder for me, but, like, the couple jumps that were, like, really hard, I just got better strats for through more practice, and that made it way better to do. I'm just going to talk about every floor, because I don't know what to talk about right now, because I'm just hip-hopping from random topic to random topic. So, floor 1. Floor 1 in this tower is basically just your average floor 1, where it's, like, really easy and just serves as an introduction, and it's pretty short. Because floor 1 really is, like, an embodiment of everything this tower basically is. Because, like, some of the jumps have some interesting turns. And then 2, like most towers, this kind of feels like an extension of 1, but it's a little harder, a little more complex. Starting to get into the deeper parts of the tower. And to represent that, floor 2 has, like, some much more precise jumps than 1. I'm just loop failing, so I have to, like, just go off the floors based on my vague memory at this point. 3 is, like, where I feel like the tower's difficulty kind of starts kicking in, because 3 is, like, the first floor that's actually extreme difficulty. And, like, 3 has all sorts of stuff, including, like, ledge grab stuff that this tower quite literally never uses again. That ledge grab section on 3 is, I'm pretty sure, the only ledge grabs this tower ever uses, which is pretty funny. Really the only low roof gameplay in general. Well, I guess there's technically, like, one other section that's sort of low roof gameplay, but I don't know about that, and I don't know about it. I don't feel like it really qualifies, because it's one jump. And the roof isn't even that low. You don't even interact with the roof at all. The roof isn't really a threat, but, like, you know. This tower, I don't know what I'm saying. I've gone off topic again. Oh man, once again. But the low roof gameplay on 3 isn't even the hard part of 3, it's the later part of it that is the hard part. Yep, here's the two only ledge grabs this tower ever uses. There's this one, and there's this one. And you've escaped ledge grabs temporarily. And I just threw. That jump is genuinely so easy. How did I fail that? Alright, on to 4. 4 is like where the tower starts to be a little more netted. And by that I mean, like, by the time you get to 4, there's not as many places where you're going to fall right back to the start. It's pretty easy to catch yourself in 4, in fact. Usually you'll catch yourself on, like... Let me look up. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I can't look up that. I can't look up enough to know. But I just remember 4 being a bit easier to catch yourself on 3 and stuff. Because 3 is like a pretty expansive floor. I just threw, again, another easy jump that I just failed for no reason. One is like no matter how easy floor 1 is in a tower, you're still gonna fail it quite a bit because like you're not trying yet. It's not a run you're attached to in the slightest yet. Where you think you need to put effort in to really make this one get somewhere. I mean, same with 2, and like every floor other than the last ones. Which is why you see people do like so much dumb stuff on the early floors of towers, is because like they don't really care. This isn't a record, not even close to it. Why bother so much? Except, I mean, like, and like, it's just your mind subconsciously doing it. It's not like a conscious decision to not care. Because if it was a decision to not care, you would just care. Because then you'd just, like, get far way more often. You'd always get far, in fact, because the early floors are usually easy. Compared to the later ones. I don't know, I always feel like I'm in a dilemma when I call things easy. Because it's just easy for me. Like... At this point, I find TOTL and TODT very easy. I've rebeaten them, like, quite easily at this point. But, like, just rewinding to my past self, even, it was a whole grind just to do them. Speaking of grind, and speaking of back then when I was just doing low insanes, my grinds used to be so short because I was always ready to do SCs. I was always ready to beat Tower of Double Trouble in particular, but, like, I never did. Because I just wouldn't put the time in. I refused. Oh, no, I literally just refused to even play it. That's the thing. I was just like, oh, no, I need to beat more REMs, totally. I could have jumped to Tower of Double Trouble so much earlier than I did. But I just didn't. And then the moment I played Double Trouble, I only had to grind it for like 2.5 hours, and I beat it. First SC, 2.5 hours of work. And that's kind of what I was like my breaking point, where I realized I could beat like such hard things. So like I went on to have grinds, which would never exceed like 6 hours. But now, the grinds have gone only, like, way longer. This very grind, the tower I'm playing right now, I've already spent 20 hours of my life playing this tower. Tower of Frightening Nightmares, my hardest completion and longest grind. 29 hours, over a day. And I've realized that my older grinds were, like, just so much shorter than this. So much simpler. I don't really know where I was going with that point, but I really have realized that. Like, my grinds... I guess it's just a sign I'm really advancing, because, like, the further you get in difficulty, the harder things are, and as a result, you're going to spend more time. Even if you have more skill, it's still going to be more time than the easier stuff you've done. Alright, floor 3. Well into it at this point, pretty much. By well into it, I mean this is literally the last jump of the floor. Why'd I do that? I don't ever do that. Okay, there we go. I guess that's not technically the last jump, but it's the last one that's hard. And now, floor time. 4. Floor 4. Wow. I'm so astonished by this information. I don't know, for me it's just normal to be here at this point. It's normal to be, like, anywhere below floor 7. Well, actually kind of... Well, no. 6 is just the first hard floor. Alright, progress is starting to look much more significant because we are at the hard part of 5. That button thing, like, it really just depends on which attempt it is, it feels like. Because, like, every run, it alternates between being really hard and just being first try. It's weird. I just realized I've not said a word about being on 6, but I am kind of on 6, just maybe, and by that I mean I am. Alright, now that we've landed, just slowly tap away. Yep, there we go. Are you kidding me? Okay, great. Where we fell. That actually isn't great. I was being sarcastic in case you couldn't tell. I just lag spiked in the middle of my jump! Okay, well, we are lag spiking again, just when I thought I was safe from it. Streaming these runs really is just a curse on my frame rate, I guess. Not even my frame rate, I'm having consistent 75 right now. So it's not my frame rate that's being cursed, it's just my frame consistency. Because it just randomly drops, inexplicably. This phenomena is still kind of understood. It's because I'm streaming, that's why. But I can't really just not stream, because, like, I'm just doing the... this stream is basically just an experiment to see if, like, streaming motivates me more to do stuff. Because, like, if streaming makes me way more motivated to play hobbies, which I feel like it will, maybe. That's, like, my expectations with this, is that it'll motivate me more. Because, I don't know, people just see it, I guess. More people than usual. Because, like, usually people only see the winning run. But, I don't know, I feel like it would just kind of be interesting to share the not successful parts as well. And streaming is the only way to really do that. Okay, let's line up here. I used to, like, be really eager to correct myself on that truss back there, but, like, now I've kind of just realized if I just change my alignment just a little, depending on where I landed, I don't have to, like, risk falling off when I reposition myself. So I can just, yeah, change my angle a little, and it's fine, and I don't have to risk falling. So that's what I do now. I would say the same with this truss, but it doesn't really work like that, because you kind of have to get around and through this gap. You have to get through this gap and around this thing that sticks out. So it's much more complicated to land it, so you do have to be in a better position. Okay, that's pretty standard. I've just kind of accepted that oh, okay, you're back, cool. I've kind of just accepted that that particular jump just doesn't let me jump sometimes, and I still don't know why, but I just can't find a way in practice to not get messed up by it. So I just accept it, because I usually just land at the start of the floor anyway, and that's not too bad. Okay, we did it again. I really need to, like, iron out a better way to do that jump, though. If there even is a better way. It's only even a one stud stick out. I don't see why it, like, always hits my head, but it just does. Well, not always. It's like a solid 50% chance it just hits my head, and I don't know what to do about such a thing. Because, like, practicing, I haven't really found anything better yet. But I guess I need to experiment more at some point. Okay, we once again fell to the end of 3, technically. But it just gets you right into 4 anyway, so it's just 4, pretty much. Okay, I'm assuming that the person who joined the server has a display name that's the exact same as your YouTube name. I'm assuming that's just you in the stream. Yep, definitely is. There we go. Oh, I just... I literally just made the jump finally, and then failed the literal exact next thing afterwards. What? Why did I say after so? I just invented a new word. And it's just the exact same as afterwards, but... well, the same meaning, at least, yeah. Yeah, I'm really just inventing a new word because I messed up my speech a little. Okay. Didn't fail an easy jump this time, and instead I failed a different easy jump. Relative to this tower's difficulty, at least. But, I mean, most of the jumps in this tower are easier than the average, but it's just that there's some jumps that are really hard. That boost the average, so it makes most stuff feel easy. Wow. I just don't know what I'm saying. Once again. That's like a big issue with me in streaming, speaking, just on the spot. It's just that I just trail off and forget what I'm doing and saying, and yeah, a lot, in fact. Something I've realized that most JTO streamers don't even really have microphones anyway. They just kind of, well, I mean, if they do, they don't use them, you know what I mean? It's just, most people who stream towers are just silent. and then just have absolutely nothing to identify them. It's just the gameplay, and I mean that understandable. And I don't really like my voice anyway. I don't know. I just try to like. Yeah, maybe I will do silent streaming. I don't know. I'm still like considering it because I'm not too good at speaking on the spot, but at the same time, it like does kind of build emotional. It's like, I don't know, people know how I'm feeling through more than just text, like when I have my actual voice in a stream. So I think I'm gonna keep it like this. They can just know exactly what I'm thinking, but pretty much. And I don't know, I kind of just find that more interesting, because, like, otherwise it's just person doing jumps. And I mean, that's only really interesting if it's, like, the hardest thing ever being grinded at the time. But I don't think I'm ever going to get to the point where I'm the best. I'm, like, content with that, though. That I'm never gonna be like the best, but I'm gonna be pretty good, above average, I'd say, perhaps. By that I mean definitely. Not like in a mean way to everyone else, but like just yeah, most people. Yeah. Okay, I'm getting sick of that part at this point. Like, just quite frankly getting sick of that. Because I've failed it so many times, just this run alone. This puts the integrity of the whole run in jeopardy, because I keep, like, nearly failing. It just nearly turns into a chain fail. I am really getting a bit dissatisfied with this. Because I'm only here because I've failed this same jump multiple times in a row. And I'm starting to get a little tired of that fact. Okay. Here we are. Landed it, okay. I just need to, like, not be so on the edge of the platform, because I, like, build up momentum better or something when I'm, like, close but not actually on the edge. Well, and by that I mean, like, halfway on it, pretty much. Are you kidding me? I literally just failed an easy thing, because my hand just stopped. It just refused to move the mouse any further. Are you kidding me? How am I so stupid? How am I so stupid? I don't even know anymore. I just failed, like, the easiest thing in the entire tower. Well, not technically, but, like, one of the easiest things. And I just managed to fail it. I genuinely just managed to fail that. Sometimes I wonder if I'm even gonna beat this tower. I mean, I'm probably just, like, negative because of the moment, but, like, I really am starting to feel like Frightening Nightmares is gonna be the last, like, thing that I beat that's that hard. And I just hate it. I just, why can't I beat this? Why? This is literally supposed to be easier. This isn't even supposed to be peak extreme, this is supposed to be like high extreme, but instead it's bottom of terrifying, second hardest thing I'm ever gonna do. Well, maybe not ever, I don't know anymore. I just don't see someone like me failing something so easy, so trivially easy, actually getting like that far in obbies, to the point where I beat like anything harder than Frightening Nightmares, which is the hardest thing I've already beaten. It just feels pointless! Why? Why am I failing these things? Okay, now I'm getting just actually heated. I really need to just shut my mouth. Kidding me? Are you kidding me? I just failed another trivially easy thing, because that's all I do anymore is fail, fail, fail. Well, I mean, not trivially easy, I guess. It's just easy for me. Well, should be, at least. But then I decide to prove myself wrong. I'm just getting fed up right now. I wish I could just stop talking sometimes. I'm just always constantly wanting to hear a voice, it feels like. Like, that's just a weird thing I have. I always have to listen to voices, like... When I just need, like, background audio, I never, like, listen to music. I just listen to people talk. If I am, like, streaming or something, don't really want to have that background audio, I'm the one who has to talk. I just always have to have someone talking in my, like, ears. I don't know why. I always have to be in a voice chat or something. In a live one, just for, like, everything to feel right. It's weird. I don't know why. Like, I mean, yeah, listening to podcasts, it's nice. Everyone likes to do it a little. I guess it's just a weird thing with me. Where I just have a constant demand to hear someone, whether it's me or some podcast or my friends, it's just always someone. Which is why I talk so much, way more than I would really like to. Well, I guess when I'm on my own in particular is when I talk more than I'd like to. Like when I'm streaming and stuff. It's like sometimes there's moments I just don't want to talk. Okay, let me spectate. Let me just look at how you... Oh. That obby to get to the advanced towers is pretty hard, honestly, so it makes sense to have trouble with that in particular. Yeah, I definitely just need to, like, have half myself on that platform and half not, because, like, that's the consistent thing. I instinctually get on the edge, because that's just what I, like, am programmed to do for absolutely every jump by default. So jumps where you don't have to get on the edge, you have to get, like, a bit more in the middle, those are always, like, really weird for me. Also, don't be too worried about having trouble with that obby to the towers, because, like, I was at that point, too. Everyone was at that point. No one, like, just was born a god at obbies. Or anything crazy like that. I spent, like, years to get to this point and stuff, so, like, for a while, like, for, like, solid half a year, no, maybe, like, a few months of all that time, I would not be able to do that either, that little lobby to those towers. Oh, well, that's understandable, too. You can, like, really easily get pretty rusty at obbies. Well, yeah, months. Yeah, that definitely can, like, take away a lot of it. Kinda just happens. Like, pretty much every time I'd take a break, I'd come back, like, struggling on whatever tower I had been grinding before that break, and, like, I'd only really be good at stuff that's like an entire difficulty below it would be what I could beat. So, like, I would take a while to work back up. It just happens, because breaks, sometimes you need them, but you're gonna have to, like, regain, yeah, whatever you lost during that time in terms of your, like, skill. It's like during my earlier times in obbying, like sometime in the first year, after like half a year, I went on a break and struggled for a while after that, because, like, yeah, breaks sometimes need them, but, like, they make you have to take a little bit to regain it. Floor 6 once again. Okay. It's been a while since I've been up here, and by a while, I actually do mean a kinda long time, because I've been rusty with this tower. Well, I can't really say rusty, because I've only been struggling for like a half an hour at most to get this far again. Okay, I'm on 7. That's actually pretty far. I'm honestly shocked. Because I was, like, so demotivated, like, 5 minutes ago. Now I'm actually kind of far for my standards. It's nice that that truss wedge jump is finally consistent, because before that thing was, like, completely luck-based for me. Eight? Seriously? 8? Man, I don't even care if I fall. I just find it odd how I've just gotten so far again. Like, 5 minutes after being so demotivated. I was, like, contemplating whether I'd even beat this, and then 5 minutes later, floor 8. Well, I mean, a little more than 5, but, like, you get the point. Also, that hobby you just did, Gio, I mean, you probably already know this if you remember difficulties at all, but that leads to, like, the hardest group of towers in this area. So, like, everything over there is pretty hard. Like, and by pretty hard, I mean, I am not beating any of those things anytime soon. Okay, land on the truss. Oh yeah, the tower I'm on is in the intermediate towers, so the other obby to the towers, the other group of... Yeah, you did kind of just waste your time, but I mean, hey, you did beat an obby. That might help refine your skill a little. Because short obbies like that, short obbies can boost your skill really quickly, tiered obbies and stuff, because, like, they're shorter to grind, because they're shorter in general. They still give you pretty good skill boost, so, like, yeah. Okay. I need to, like, clip that and look at it. I just need to look at that fail to be, like, to double check that I, like, know what just happened at all. Because that fail. I just saw it in the stream playback, but I always have that on 144p to reduce the burden on my frame rate. So I need to, like, really look at that, like, fail right there. For my own curiosity's sake. They're shorter to grind, because they're shorter. Okay, gotta mute that video too. Alright, here we go. I'm looking at the clip. Okay, I think the issue is that I didn't get to the actual edge. I just, like, thought I had gone far enough and I wouldn't have to worry about it. So now that I had that problem and I looked at the video, so I know I'm not going to do the same dumb thing again, I guess I can just go right back into it. I'm feeling a little more motivated now that I got, like, far from my standards again. But, like, I think 3 times on this stream now I've made it to 8 or further. Because one time I made it to 9 even, somehow. Well, I failed really early into it, and why is... Okay, someone else is playing this tower, let's... Alright. Just looked at everyone to know who it was. Okay, I guess I just have to give this guy some space. Let him get ahead and all that. Okay, yeah, that's a really complicated strategy for that walk around, because I just kind of just do it very casually. Wow, he, like, climbs all the way down on the head hitter. Well, no, the ledge grabs, I mean, why did I just call those head hitters? Fuck. Okay, well, I just swore. Banned from YouTube now, I guess. But, like, I mean, hey, I just kind of instinctually do it sometimes. Can't really stop it. But yeah, I did fall, as you'd expect with me saying that. I'm already back to 3 again. Okay, I think I'm gonna slow down a little in terms of how fast I'm playing. Oh no, I'm out of water. I have to kill viewer retention because I have to be right back. I'm back, in case you couldn't tell. Oh no, it's my arch nemesis who happens to also be playing this tower at the exact same time as me. I just fell. Okay. I shouldn't have played so stupidly there, but I was rushing because I was just out trying to compete with that person, I guess. Because, yeah, I just am that stupid. I'm starting to get bored. Ish. Kind of. Okay. I like the progress I'm making here. Well, now, why am I saying progress when I'm on 3? My standards have just gone that low. I just walked off the easiest thing. Okay. Oh, wait, yeah, all jumps mode is a thing. I forgot to even bring that up. So if you go to the menu, you go to setting. Wait, no, there's just a emergency. There's just an exclamation point called all jumps mode, and I assume that probably will just insta activate it once you go to the tabs that have like 9 squares. Yeah, I'm assuming that's just how it works. And once you have all jumps mode, you can press M for keybinds. And yeah, that's a thing that lets you just like do the tower with checkpoints, which makes it not so bad. And you even get like a little reward for it. Not as big as beating the tower entirely, but still something. So remember, M for keybinds. In terms of the keybinds, by default, it's F to place checkpoint, R to teleport to checkpoint, V to delete. Yeah, all that stuff. I find all jumps mode to be a really nice, unique feature this game has, because, and yeah, also you probably are just going to want to place a checkpoint like every jump, because otherwise you're going to spend quite a bit of time getting back to where you were. All jumps mode is a really interesting thing. I'm surprised that like no other tower game tried to implement it, but at the same time, this game does have towers that are like intended to be completely impossible for a person to normally beat, so all jumps mode is the only way you'd be able to actually see the win pad of that thing. Unless you're hacking. Another interesting thing about this game is that it was scripted completely from scratch, unlike most tower games that like reuse old JTO assets and stuff. This one just did its own thing entirely, which is pretty neat. I feel like the work put into the game is paying off pretty well, because this is like, right now, the second most popular tower game. Well, I guess third most if you count Tower of Hell, but like, that's completely different from JTO pretty much at this point. They've both evolved their own ways so that there's almost no similarity other than being a tower with obstacles in it. But yeah, out of all the JTO and all the fan games, this is like the most popular fan game. Oh, is he? Okay. You might want to be an easier tower in the game on all jumps mode, by the way, unless you, like, want to play this particular tower that I am. Because, like, this game's towers, there are some that are quite a bit easier than this one. And starting with them would be a bit more, like, suitable for someone who hasn't played in months. But yeah, anyway, I'm, like, kind of far. I'm on, like, the later part of 3 now that isn't the area with the low roof. You're supposed to have timer by default. If you don't have it, it's not intentional. I think restarting run makes it come back, but like if you don't, if you're kind of in the middle of a run already, so that wouldn't be too good. I'm pretty sure wins still work without the timer though. But that's like a bug. I reported it to the like creators of the game today, but it's also like the middle of the night in like most United States time zones, so they're not really going to be able to fix it anytime all that soon. Okay, I'm just failing a lot now. I've gone to 9 this stream. Why am I just not getting far anymore? The 8 run was like 20 minutes ago, and this tower is only like 10 minutes long, so like I could have been in this tower twice in the time it's been since I've gone to 8 once. And 8's like where it starts to feel far in the tower. Not talking much again, since I'm trying to kind of focus. Sorta. Man, I really managed to fail it when I thought I had the right alignment finally. Wow. I really thought that alignment was going to end all my problems with that jump, but no. It still just hits my head anyway. Or it doesn't let me jump. I don't know which, but it's just one of those that's happening because they both look the exact same. Because it's right against your head in a way where you just can't tell, because you won't get any air if you jump and don't get out enough. So it just looks the exact same as if you didn't jump. Did it? Okay. Okay, that jump is still so inconsistent. It's very good that it's netted by, like, the start of 4, because otherwise that would be way worse of a jump, because it's, like, basically luck-based, and it's... If it was not netted, that would be so much worse. I kind of wonder, would this tower be more enjoyable if they kept the catch nets that it used to have? Because it used to have, like, a bunch of catch nets. Teleporter safety net type of deal. And, like, those tended to be placed over the difficulty spikes and stuff. I really wonder, would it maybe be more fun if those were still here? Because, like, I feel like difficulty spikes... they just usually ruin the enjoyability of stuff. They very rarely accomplish anything if it's just, like, singular jumps that are the difficulty spikes. Because, like, if it's a difficulty curve, that's all fine and dandy. But if it's just a random, really hard jump in the middle of easy stuff, it just doesn't work. And adding back the nets would be a very good way to just instantly turn this extreme again, without even having to change the core gameplay. Those nets over the difficulty spikes that make you just lose a little bit of progress, those would make it, like, way better. Oh, nice, floor 3. You made it. Literally, what is this jump? I genuinely am getting mad at this one jump. Because it single-handedly has stopped me for, like, several minutes on end from getting actually far for my standards. If that jump was just not a massive spike compared to everything else, I would be on, like, 6 by now. But no. I just have to keep replaying 4 because of this jump. This stupid jump that doesn't even fit. Okay, well, that somehow worked better. I'm just gonna... Maybe that's my strat for that jump now, because, like, that jump was just dumb the way I was doing it, but maybe I just accidentally, in a fit of rage, found a better strat. Because I've literally done it twice in a row with that strat now. And there's not even risk to it, because, like, you'll usually just be able to walk right back onto where you were. Because it's only during the later portions of the strat that you're midair, so you can tell pretty easily if you failed at executing it without having to fall for it. And with that, 5. Once again, finally. Six! Okay. Second half. We're getting somewhere. I remember back in the simple days when the farthest I had ever gone on this tower was just the button part at the end of 5. And not, like, literally floor 9. That was, like, so long ago at this point. Because this grind's lasted really long. Because I've not been able to put in good hours for it. Compared to most other towers I play. Like, most of the towers I've grinded, I don't struggle so much to play it for, like, 2 hours in a row. Because, like, I'd play for, like, well, I guess 2 starts to kind of be my limit. 2 is where it starts to be a bit hard to keep playing if it's been 2 hours. But, like, it was pretty easy for me to end up going 4 hours in a row. And that can accumulate to quite a lot of time in one day, like up to 6. Why don't I just do a different emote? Okay. Yeah, sometimes it just instinctually happens. Same with, like, going to it after you land a jump and stuff. There's just some times where you just accidentally press the wrong key, in all jumps mode. It happens a lot. I don't even know what that fail was, but I just... Okay, I know what that fail was. That was me being a dumbass. Okay. Oh, hey, another fail that's me being a dumbass. Let's go. I am just being so stupid right now. And that's hindering my ability to get anything accomplished in this dumb tower anymore. Bye. Man, I really need to chill out a little, don't I? I just stopped moving midair. Why am I so stupid? Why? Why do I even do these things? Man. It's times like this I just want to quit, like, forever. Quit everything, absolutely everything I do that requires effort in my life. I just wish I could quit all that forever in moments like this. But I don't truly want to. It's just a moment thing. Because, of course, if I quit, I can never beat this. And I never want to let myself lose to this fucking tower. I am not giving up this grind till I win. Eventually. No matter how long it takes, I'm not stopping. I'll play this fucking tower for, like, the rest of my life. If that's what it's gonna take to beat it. Because I just can't let myself lose to this tower in particular. Even if I'm just doing stupid things right now, because I'm not truly focused, because I'm just internally questioning what if I even want to play this any longer. I'm still going. I'm still trying, at least. I'm still, like, thinking, maybe I could keep this up. Maybe I'll try just one more time and see if that gets me anywhere. If it doesn't, what if I try one more time? But I really am about on the verge of quitting right now. Like, for today. Never forever, probably. I mean, eventually there'll be a day I quit forever, but it is not right now. I'm coming right back into this tomorrow if I don't win now. Which I know I won't. Like, I know for a fact I won't. I haven't even gone to the last floor yet, and the last floor is, like, the hardest part by a long shot. Well, at least I've gotten to 9 3 times. That's how I know that today has to be of some relevance. Even if I don't beat it, which I absolutely will not today, I got to 9 again. I'll take it. I genuinely might just quit for today. I will quit for today. I hate to say it, but I just don't have any more motivation today. At all. Like, I just want to go quit and play something else right now, man. But I got to floor 9 again. That's what I care about right now. That's really, like, all I care about right now is that I got to 9 again, because that's pretty damn significant. Anyway, I am going for now, because I am about to, like, break something. Because I've just been playing the, like, first 3 floors for the last very long time. And I'm not in the mood for that right now. I'm all sweaty and shit. So I'm gonna go do something that isn't this.